This video we'll see about Mocha. So Mocha is a unit testing framework. To use WebdriverIO or any UI testing tool for that matter, we need to have a framework that is built on top of it. So standing alone, any of these tools, these libraries like WebdriverIO, Nightwatch or Selenium or any of those are not enough, and that doesn't give you all the features to create our test and organize it. And that's where Mocha comes into picture. So equivalent to Mocha, we have things like JUnit, TestNG in Java, and NUnit in C#, PyUnit in PyTest in Python. So all those languages have different implementations of unit test runners. In JavaScript, one of the most commonly used one is Mocha. And as you can see in the, if you search for Mocha test, this is the homepage you'll get, and it clearly says about it. So it's a feature-rich JavaScript test framework running on Nodejs in the browser, and making asynchronous testing simple and fun. So it lets you do both asynchronous and synchronous tests. Mocha tests run serially, allows for flexible and accurate reporting while mapping uncaught exceptions to the correct test cases, and also it's hosted on GitHub. So basically Mocha gives you a lot of functions and features that lets you write very neat tests and have a big set of regressions. Use different sets of regressions, use control the test flow, have preconditions where you can do some pre-test setup, and after the test you can do post conditions or tear down, like deleting some users you created or some values in a database, or update some values in a database before the test. So all those things can be easily done using a framework like Mocha, which is all again under the same hood, that is Nodejs, and you can run it all together using your packet.json. And it also makes it easier to have test reports, so it lets you have its own report, and also it lets you hook your test to other tools like extend reports or Allure, and run your I don't know whether extend report is there in JavaScript, might be there, but Allure is there, so you can hook Mocha with other extensions for running very good reports, or just use Mocha's internal report. And also it lets you easily hook your test to your pipeline, the CI/CD pipeline. And Mocha provides basically main two functions. So if you go into the getting started, you can see like there's a sample test over here, and you can see it's requiring an assert from the Mocha library. And first of all, like Mocha provides many functions, but out of them two functions are very important: the describe function and the it function. So describe is a collection of tests, and inside that you can have tests with it. So it represents one test, describe represents a collection of tests. And both the functions can take two parameters. First parameter is the title of the collection if it's described, and second is an actual collection of tests, so again describes inside it. And in it, the first parameter is the title and the second parameter is actual test. So now let's get our hands dirty and do a program. So here we have a new Visual Studio project opened. So all I have is a folder. So I have a folder created called Mocha. I just opened that folder in the Visual Studio Code. Open the terminal using here, new terminal, you will get a terminal here. Nothing in there right now. So to initialize the project, as we saw in the last video, use npm init, and let's let it take all the default value. Okay, that's it. Yes, so we have a project created. So let's see, what are we gonna test? Let's have a real life example. We will have a file called arithmetics.js. I think arithmetics. Oh, is it arithmetic or arithmetics? So it's arithmetic. Yeah, that's right. So okay, we will have a function called, let's have a function for summation of 2. Let's call it just addition. Okay, we have a function that will just basically add 2 values passed to it. So we will pass 1 and 2, and the expectation would be to return 1 plus 2. Okay, also let's have one more. We'll have it subtraction, and what should it do? Should have another function. It takes again 1 and 2, and it should return 1 minus 2. Okay, so we had 2 functions in this file, and let's see whether these 2 functions work without Mocha for time being. So what can you do? Basically what you do is, when you want to test a function, you call the function with the name. So basically what you have done is have a function here, and we assign it to a variable. This first function is addition, second function is subtraction. You can use variable. Let's use const. This is going to be a constant. We are not using ESJS now. We are using we don't have a transpiler like Babel or anything in this project. We just used pure Nodejs, the JavaScript module method, and so we can't use import. All we can use is recap for the time being. In further videos we'll see how to convert this package into a ES6 module and use import and all the stuff. For time being, let's just use require and import a file. So JavaScript provides you the option to import a module, export a module and import it in another file, so that you can have like hundreds of files in your project and let them all interact and keep the code clean and neat in different files. So I have these 2 functions in this. So if I just want to run them, what I can do is node. Well, I run this node and just the name, right? So node arithmetic. So yeah, what you can see is I just called the function. I didn't pass any values to it, right? So when I really pass the values, you can have 4, 5. So I'm calling the function. I'm passing the 2 parameters that will be taking 1 and 2. Will return the result. Yep. And also if I call the second function, that is subtraction, return me -9. Yeah, -1, sorry. Okay, so now we have a function and 2 functions in here, and let's see how can we call it from another, how to import it or to export it first, and then how to import it and use in another file. So to import to export a function or a class from a JavaScript file, you can use this feature called module.exports. All you do is to module.exports, just assign your functions. So basically we have 2 functions, so we'll send it as an object. We'll wrap it inside an object and send it. The first function we are exporting is addition. The second function we will be exporting is subtraction. So let's look a bit more close into this. So in this file arithmetics, 2 functions assigned to 2 variables, and we are going to export it using module.exports, and we are exporting it as an object with 2 variables, okay, with 2 properties. So if you want to import this, so as you know, like the entry point is package is index.js, right? So let's use index.js. If you want to get the 2 functions in here, all you have to do is and again create another object. So I'm declaring 2 objects. One is addition, second one is subtraction, and we are requiring it from file. So we know that the arithmetic file is inside the same folder, right? So to represent root, we put dot or period and slash. It will show you the file that we want because it's there in that folder. So since we are requiring a file, a function or a class from a file, you have to give the whole name of the file including the extension. And now if you want to use it, all you have to do is, so we will call it inside console log. So just use addition, and that's it. We got the function here. Let's see whether it works. So if we just do node index.js, you can see it works, because if you keep your mouse on top of that file, you can see like it's inside my folder and it's coming from arithmetics. So again, the same way, if I want to do subtraction, just say subtraction, and if I again run Nodejs, it should run. So it's printing 5, which is the sum of the two numbers, minus 1, which is a subtraction. And also I can run this from npm using the command npm. If I create I can just have my start script to run that. That is the standard way of doing it, having the package JSON and having scripts inside that. So what you have to do is write node index.js. So it should run the index.js file. So here npm start should do the trick. So you can see, like, I ran npm start, it goes to package.json, it sees start, it runs node index.js. So index.js, all I'm doing is calling importing the two functions from arithmetics file. Since it's a file, I have to do the whole name. Since it's in the same root, I put dot slash and I'll get the file. And all I'm doing is just using the two functions, calling them using the parentheses and passing the two variables, and it gets me the result. So that's basically how you use a function from another function. Now to go and do the actual test, so let this be here. So that is a functionality, right? So if you want to really write the test, so let's call it arithmetic test.js, and the same way we got an index.js, we will require the two functions, and here we'll start using the two functions that we saw over here, the describe and it. So let's just copy this. Okay, let's not copy, let's write the code. Okay, describe. So as we saw earlier, describe test arithmetics. So that's the name of the collection, and then the second one is the function. You can either use the arrow format or this normal function. And so describe is a collection of tests, so that we can have each test. So each of the tests are represented by it. What is happening? So it again takes two parameters, addition test. Second parameter is a function. So actually, to do the real assertion, to assert that we are expecting, so basically we are expecting a condition to be met, right? And the condition is when a plus b is added, the result should be a plus b and not a minus b. So to do that, Mocha provides you a library for assertion. It's inside the assertion namespace. So it gives you a function called equal. So equal, if you hover on it, it lets you take two values. It has three parameters. First one is actual value, second one is expected, and third one is a message. So if the actual and expected is not same, it will throw you the message or it will throw an error. So just to test this, first thing you have to do is call the function, pass the two parameters 5, 8, say let's give 10. Okay, okay. All I need to do to run this is go to package.json, remove this test and call it, and use Mocha, and to run it tick test.js. Okay, so again, if I now do npm test, okay, so we install Mocha. So if you want to install Mocha, npm install save Mocha. So this -save will add Mocha as a dependency and install it. So if you go inside here, you should be able to see Mocha also installed. These are all the libraries that this package is internally using. So now if you again run npm test, should run the test file not found. I think I didn't. It's a spelling mistake. File name, I'll just copy the same name, package.json. Yeah, so yeah, now it ran the test. Oh, mathematics, what happened? I copied the wrong file, and copy this. So Mocha arithmetic test. Yeah, now you can see it ran the test and it's saying like 13 is not equal to 10. So we pass 5 and 8, which is addition is 13, but we expected the expected result that we gave is 10, but the actual value was 13. So it's clearly telling what's expected and what's the result, what is the actual value, and saying that it's failed. So it gives you the describe title, then the name of the test, that's addition, and whether anything is passed or failed. If you are giving the right value here, that's 13. If you run it now, so you'll get this. So that's a basic introduction to Mocha. See you more in the next video. Thank you.